Hi guys, welcome to another Mouth of the Tyne Full-Tyne whistle. Now this is just a quick one tonight. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but wow, Tranmere tried to shithouse us tonight, didn't they? Jeez Louise. Yeah, we'll come away with that lucky that we haven't had a serious injury apart from Emil Kraft, obviously, who did get looks like could be a possible ACL or MCL at this stage. But apart from him, we're lucky that Darlow didn't get injured further with a horrendous horror challenge on him, and Lascelles as well. So let's take a little look at it. Yeah, so a few thoughts on Tranmere. I thought they played really well in general. If you're going to win a cup tie, you're going to have to put the effort in, you're going to have to run the extra mile, and you're going to have to be strong in the challenges, especially against Premier League opposition. However, there was a fair few challenges that were worthy of yellow cards that probably weren't given. Not sure of the name of that striker of theirs who had a good 3 or 4 yellow card challenges before the challenge on Darlow, which was a straight red. He probably should have had 3 or 4 yellows before that. So that was quite disappointing. The ref clearly bottled it tonight. Either that or he just wasn't that good. And yeah, that's something that kind of set the tone for the game. It wasn't a good spectacle, you know. It was never going to be, really. But you know, you would think that the referee would offer an element of protection to our players if they were coming under that type of challenge throughout the game, and he just didn't. So yeah, so obviously you had the Kraft injury. That was slightly more innocuous, although it was a challenge on him. Again, that looks like an ACL or an MCL. He's braced up at the minute, so I'm expecting him to not be included in the 25-man squad if he's going to be out, you know, 2 or 3 months. And you can obviously reassess that in January, much like we've done with Shelby, because I can't see him being included in the 25-man squad either. And yeah, so obviously that was one thing. And then we had the horror challenge on Darlow. The striker slid in. It was one-footed. I don't think it was two-footed, but it was where the foot was planted. It was high on Darlow's shin, and it was the recklessness of it as well. There wasn't enough time for him to really slide in and get the ball before he met Darlow. So he just kind of ended up clattering into Darlow, which, you know, obviously if you had a VAR in this cup tie, I think it would have been a straight red. But obviously we haven't got that privilege tonight. Everybody could see it was a straight red. It was a ridiculous challenge. It was dangerous. It was reckless. It was out of control. So that was amazing that he didn't get a red for that. And again, shows the ref's competence or incompetence, shall we say. Yeah, and then there was various other challenges. On Lascelles was getting beaten up all night. He ended up pretty much, I'm pretty sure that's a broken nose what he's got tonight, and hence why they had to bring him off. So he might be wearing a mask for the next few weeks if he plays, of course. So yeah, they were the 3 major kind of injury talking points. Like I say, the ref just offered very, very little protection to us for the entire game, which really didn't help in our rhythm. You know, every time we tried to get something going, there was a heavy challenge, you know, something that was flooring our players. So it was never going to be you know, a fluid game. And yeah, that's not what it was tonight. So we got through. The draw's just about to take place. So really, that's all that matters tonight in the grand scheme of things. And we obviously give our best wishes to Emil Kraft and hope that it's not an ACL, although it does at this stage very much look like it. Yeah, a couple of other points. Thought Murphy was extremely disappointing tonight. This is a League 2 side and not a great one at that, really, from what I saw tonight. Murphy just looked right at home, really. League 2 scrap. I know his brother's just gone to League 1. Which is disappointing for both of them, because the family has, you know, we thought both brothers had so much potential 4 or 5 years ago, and it looks like one is in League 1 now and one could be heading to the Championship on loan or something like that in the final few days of the window, because I can't see Murphy being included in the 25-man squad after that shown. He's just so erratic, and the thing what he, you know, we've got to look at, has he improved in his 5 years or 6 years that he's been here? It might not be 6 years, but you know, it's at least 4 or 5 years now. Has he improved in his time that he's been here? Definitely not, which is so strange. You know, the guy's 26, 27 years old. We signed him when he was, you know, 21, 22, and he just hasn't improved. in any of that time. He's been out on loan, he's come back, he still looks erratic. He still can't cross. He's still terrible at controlling the ball. He's not a good passer. He just doesn't have what it takes to, it's a shame because obviously he supports us. He's supported the club since he was a child with his brother, but he just doesn't have what it takes to be a Premier League player. And I'm not even sure if he'd, do well in the Championship anymore. It does look like both brothers are kind of on a rapid decline. You never know. You might have both of them playing in League One shortly if things keep going the way they're going. So it's something that really stood out tonight, that Murphy just looked like a fish out of water. I know Fraser's got injury problems too at the minute, but at least when he plays, he can make a little bit of a difference, and he's quite competent. Murphy just looked horrendous from start to finish. So I think the sooner we get this guy out the squad, the better. It is a shame because we always want our players to succeed, but it's nothing personal, but on a professional level, he hasn't got it, and tonight's proved that yet again. Regarding standout players, probably could only say Elliott, who looks like very much a Premier League player at this stage. Strong, quick, great feet, can turn a man. He's got a cross on him and a shot, and he just looks like for 19. You give him 2 or 3 years around this squad, what we're building of top players, and he's going to come on even more. He looks like he's going to be the local guy that comes good, and I really hope he does, because it would be lovely to have a player like that in the team. Like our version of Phil Foden, if you will. So he was excellent tonight, although he didn't get much joy going forward thanks to the shithousery from Tranmere. They pretty much did a job on us every time we tried to attack, but I thought he was good at what he did, and he just doesn't look phased for a 19-year-old. It's something that we can certainly say he's got no fear. So I really liked Anderson tonight, and I've liked him in previous games, and I'm sure you guys have too. So, drop a message in the comments. What's your thoughts on Anderson? Do you think he should be, in the squad, or would you send him out on loan? I think he stays in the squad now. I think he'd be a great option for cup games and for off the bench if we want a bit something a bit different, But we'll see who we end up bringing in the final week. We go into the final week of the window tomorrow. So if we bring someone in, he might not get. He might. I was going to say he wouldn't take a place in the squad, but obviously he wouldn't anyway, with him being 19. But he could still go out on loan if we bring a couple of players in, but we'll see how it goes. But he definitely didn't look like a fish out of water tonight. Looked very, very comfortable at that level. Obviously, he was on loan in the League Two side last year, so he's played at that level, and it looked good. So, we'll keep an eye on Anderson's progress over the course of the season. So, it was a poor game. We're through to the next round. What can you say? And we've also had some late breaking news tonight, which we'll touch on in the next Transfer Central video. But it appears Man United have made an approach for Dubravka, hence his illness tonight. And it looks like that one's a goer. So can't really fathom why he'd want to go there just to play second fiddle to De Gea when we've got all these, positivity going on around the club at the minute, and you'd think he's settled with his wife up here. So that one's a tricky one, but obviously it is Man United. It's a big club, but I would think money would play a part in that. Final years of his contract, he might get a 3-year deal, a 4-year deal to be backup keeper. He's probably going to take it, considering, he probably hasn't got that long left on his contract with us. I'm not sure at the minute, but it's something to keep an eye on. We'll touch on it more in a Transfer Central video tomorrow. But it doesn't look like he's going to be around for much longer, which is a shame because it would have been much better backup than Darlow provides, although he was decent tonight. But we know Darlow's got plenty of clangers in him, and makes the odd mistake, the odd howler, and he's just not as confident as Dubravka. So that'll be a shame if he goes, but we'll wish him well. So we'll see how that one develops. But that's the game. I don't want to go too much into it tonight. We won. We didn't go to penalties or anything like that. And it was, we're through the next round. I thought Elliott was good. The Cells battled hard. That's what you want to see from a captain who doesn't want to come off. So we've come through it relatively unscathed, although it could have been a lot worse. It looks like only Kraft's got a serious injury at the minute, but there was a few hairy moments with Trippier when he went down. I think we all had our hearts in our mouths. had there been a reoccurrence of the foot injury. Darlow went down, Longstaff went down, Dummett went down, but I think that was just cramp. And yeah, so we've come through it relatively unscathed, but it does look like Kraft's going to be out a while. So will that see the return of Manquillo, or will we make use of the final few days of the window and bring someone in? So that's going to be it for the full-time whistle, guys. Just a quick one tonight with it being a midweek one. Yeah, let's look forward to Wolves at the weekend. And don't forget to like and subscribe if you like the videos. And join us on Friday. We've got some new equipment coming this week. Yeah, don't forget to join us on Friday at 7 o'clock. We've got the very first live show with Andy Sixsmith, who's going to be joining us, giving us his ideas on, you know, transfer windows, final few days, and you know, his thoughts on how Newcastle have done so far. Obviously Andy's a fan as well as a presenter for the Premier League and a reporter, so it'll be really good to get some knowledge from him, and you know, just his thoughts on the general how things stand. So yeah, really looking forward to that one. It's going to be the first live show, so fingers crossed everything goes well. And yeah, just looking now, we've got the draw on as we speak, so if you guys want to stick around, we'll do the live draw whilst we wait. You know, I was going to say bye, but we'll stick around for 5 minutes and see who we get in the next round. Oh, it's a home tie, guys. It's a home tie. It's at St James's. Who is it? Who's it going to be? Number 10. Crystal Palace. It's a winnable one. It's a winnable one. Excellent. Nice. Just what we wanted. Nice home tie. Get the crowd riled up. You know, it's not a lower league side, but, you know, it's as good a draw as we could have hoped for that. Played well against Palace a few weeks back. So, yeah, we've got Crystal Palace, guys. So, yeah, thanks a lot for joining me again tonight. Another full-time whistle from Mouth of the Tyne. And, yeah, please like and subscribe. We're trying to grow the channel as quickly as we can. We're nearly at 800 subs in the first week. So, obviously, that's excellent growth. I'm so happy that you guys seem to have, you know, the content has resonated with you, and you know, you like what I've got to say, so it means a lot. We'll try and get to 1,000 by the end of next week, and yeah, we'll take it from there. We'll see how quickly we can grow this baby. Right, so thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for joining in, and we'll see you after Wolves at the weekend, and we'll maybe do a Transfer Central tomorrow to recap all the today's news about Isaac and you know, where we stand on Pedro. And yeah, and then we've got the Andy Sixsmith interview on Friday, so we've got a busy few days ahead. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Thank you very much. See ya.